it's gone. It's over now. I don't like what we become when we get close. I bring out a side of you I can't control. Faded on this love until we overdose. You act like you forgot it. Oh, it was never that simple. Oh, we were never that easy. Now you're calling me.
Hey, this is Danielle DeLate talking to Alex Kinsey about his new single, Simple. So, fans know you more from being one half of the X Factor winning duo, Alex and Sierra, but you've now debuted your solo single, Simple. So, what's it been like transitioning from duo to solo artist?
It has been very different. Decisions are now all mine, which is new. I'm not a super decisive person, so I think that it's a completely new lifestyle change. I have to just like make a decision and stick with it. However, the freedom of like that creativity and being able to just say, well, I think that that's going to do the best, and then being able to see how that idea plays out. It's a cool thing to know that the decisions that are made are mine. Mm-hmm. I'm figuring it out though as we go.
And how did the single come about, Simple, and what was the inspiration behind it and the music video?
So, okay, a few different answers.
Yes.
The video, we'll start with the song. So the song is, a buddy of mine sent me this idea for a song, and he goes, dude, I've got a Simple, let's put your vocals on it, let's see how it sounds. And I sang through it, and it just resonated with me so much. It made total sense to me, and I heard it, I'm like, that has to be the first single. So I talked to my friend, and we agreed on it being the first single, and agreed on it just being the right song for me, because it just hit me right, you know? So sometimes you hear something and you just know. And that was one of them. And then the video, my cousin did. He directed it and shot it and edited it and produced it and did he's the brains behind it.
Wow.
And when we were kids, we'd always joked like, oh my God, someday, man, I'm gonna make a song, you're gonna make a video, it's gonna be real, people are gonna watch it, it's gonna be cool. And we've gotten to do that, which is a cool dream come true. But it was neat because he's a very visual person, and he would give me all these ideas, and then I'd like throw little things in. He's like, well, that doesn't work because it's impossible, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But it was really neat to sort of be on that side of it, because in the past with music videos, it's been a group decision, labels, managers, whatever it might be. And this time it was just me and my cousin sitting there going, this is a cool idea, let's just do it.
Oh, wow. And I love the animation.
Thank you, that was all him. He spent like over 200 hours just animating that video. Wow. And I didn't pay him, so sorry, Bruce.
Yeah, you paid him in love.
I paid him in so much love, 27 years of it.
Yes.
Oh, it was never that simple. Oh, we were never that easy. Now you're calling me up, now you wanna be us. We were never that simple. Oh, it was never that simple. Oh, the sacrifices I made, it was never enough, and it came at a cost. We were never that simple.
Now, back to the duo, because, you went through X Factor and the duo, your private life was very public, and then you went through the breakup kind of in public life as well. Are you talking now? How are you on good terms? What's going on?
We haven't spoken for a while, but it's not that we're on bad terms. She has her life, I have mine, and we do our own thing. Here's the whole thing about it is, personally, I don't think that there's any reason to have any sort of animosity or anger or regret or anything, because what we got to do together was amazing. I mean, stuff that I had only dreamt of when I was a kid, and things that I still look back on now and I'm like, oh my God, we played the Today Show? That's crazy. We did Radio City Music Hall? Like, that's insanity to me. So there's no hard feelings or regrets or anything. It just, things don't work out, and when you're so intertwined, business and personal life, and then it's in the public too, to a degree, it becomes difficult to focus on you and focus on the things that you need. And I just think that maybe both of us sort of lost what we needed personally in the relationship. But it's, things are cool. Everything's good. She's doing her, I'm doing me, and It's all gravy.
My head used to let you all the time, but you never come up no more. The last was like at least a life ago. I don't know you anymore, but I know you a little better than before. Hard on the floor. Oh, 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 oh. I don't know you anymore, but I know you a little better than before. Hard on the floor. Oh, oh, oh. I don't know you anymore.
In between the duo and being a solo artist, you've also got a band, BoTalks, and you had a single with Sarah Hyland. How did that come about?
Sarah actually was one of my first friends in LA. She was a fan of X Factor back when Sierra and I were on it. So she became really good friends with me and Sierra. And Halloween, during X Factor, we had a big party in our hotel room, and like Sarah came to it, and that was the first night we hung out, and it was really crazy, but we just sort of clicked. Me and Sarah and her boyfriend at the time, we all became really good friends. And then fast forward, I guess, 4 years or so, and the BoTalks thing is starting to come about, and we're trying to think of what a great way to do like the first single would be and who we could bring on board. And Sarah and I had been talking a bunch about how she wanted to start singing and really focusing on that. So I was like, yo, why don't you just jump on board with us? We've got space for you to be a part of what we're doing. She was like, I love this song, let's do it. So it was really easy. And she came over and we recorded her, and then I got to make music with my friends. And that's really the goal. That's always been my goal. That's always been my favorite part of music, is creating fun stuff with fun people. And that was really where that all came from, was just, hey, you want to be a part of something cool? Let's do it. Let's just do this together.
I think when you do that, you can actually feel the energy in the song, because in that song, you can feel, like, it makes you feel good.
Oh, good.
And also, her voice is beautiful, by the
she
way.
does have a great voice.
I was so surprised, like, why haven't I heard her before, you know?
It's weird to see people be really talented at multiple things, because it's like, how is that fair? Can you just stick to one and let us have something, you know? So no, it's really cool, and I'm super grateful that she wanted to be a part of it, and I don't know, she's just been a really good friend. So it's funny because people bring up, oh, you and Sarah Hyland, all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it's me and Sarah Hyland, but it's really just two people, two friends making cool stuff together, having fun, and just happens that she's on one of the most popular television shows, like, in history.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
So is your EP dropping in April, I hear?
April or May,
May, okay.
Probably May, just to give me a little more time to tie up all the loose ends. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've always wanted to have a group of songs as a project.
And how would you describe the sound and style of that EP?
That's the toughest part for me right now, because I'm still sort of in the process of writing it. Okay. Like, if someone said to me, hey, we have to have your EP done by this week, I could do that. That's not a problem. However, you can always beat songs. So I'm in the process of beating them, and I'm in the process of trying to see what the best possible thing I can come up with prior to it coming out is. So I'm kind of all over the board, because I'm writing whatever music I want to write right now. I'm writing for me, and whether it's my song at the end of the day, or I give it to someone else, or I find someone else that likes it more, that comes up later. But then every once in a while I hear a song, I'm like, oh, that one's going on the EP. So it's sort of eclectic. There's songs sort of like simple. There's one that is very like islandy kind of feel. There's one that is like a bluesy, almost country sounding song, but they all are tied together because it's my vocals. But I have you heard Unorthodox Jukebox by Bruno Mars?
Oh, yes.
So that album has every genre of music on it, and that's one of my biggest inspirations ever, because I think it's so cool that someone could come out with an EDM song and a ballad and essentially like a bunch of pop songs and some country. I mean, he's got everything on there. Reggae, he's got a full-on just reggae song on that album, and it's one of the most competent, complete, cohesive albums I've ever heard somehow. So like I'd love to be able to do something like that. That's in my head as I'm making the EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, do you think you'll tour off the back of the EP as well?
That's the goal. Eventually, I mean, all of this, all of the creation of songs, all of this part of it is just for me to be able to get on stage. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
So this is all it means to perform. So eventually, yeah, I would love to get on tour. But I think opening for someone would be the optimal way to do it right now.
And going from being, in a duo and with a record company to an independent artist and releasing music the first time as an independent artist, what have been some of the advantages and disadvantages?
It's cool. It's good that you asked the question that way, because there are both to both of them. Having a label behind you and having a huge team of people that know the answers to all the things that you don't know the answers to is great. However, there is something to be said about too many cooks in the kitchen, because at some point there's a lot of ideas being thrown around and you get a lot of opinions that maybe are justified, maybe aren't, maybe are just opinions because they have to have an opinion, or whatever it might be. So there's a lot of that sort of feeling of not as much control with a label, which is expected. However, it's nice having the money and the power and the connections that a label has. But on the flip side of that, and I think maybe more for your mental health, being able to make the decisions on your own and see how they play out, like I was saying, is just, that's the best feeling ever. Whether it's a loss or a success, it doesn't matter, because it was your decision.
Yeah.
And then the losses you learn from, you go, all right, well, we won't do it that way next time, because there's always a next time. There's always a way to do better or worse, and it's fun to be in charge of those decisions. So I like the independent side of it, because the creation is more organic, and I get to make music with my friends.
Yeah.
And I don't have to say yes to what I don't want to say yes to, and I don't have to say no to things I don't want to say no to. So you're right, though, there are pros and cons to both, but I prefer this side of it right now.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see what you do over the next coming months, and I love the song Simple.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait for the EP.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Maybe more than anyone.
And I'm just, it makes me happy that you're so happy making the music that you want to do, and you're creating and having fun with friends, because we need more of that in this world.
And I think that we live in a time right now where happiness is super important. So if I can emanate, is emanate the right word? I don't know.
Yes,
if I can send
share
happiness
and
out,
bring,
share in any way, that's all I want to do. So I'm glad that that's the vibe you're getting.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Me too.
Thank you.
Hey, my name is Alex Kinsey, and you have just been buzzed.